play the play, but can you see?
Connor has the puck. And a great shot. Watch Rebecca. And that's the score. There it is. All the time. It's the first score of the game.
Takes the game over early. It's Burley with the three. Leo scores.
Back another way for the Raiders.
Great shot. Score! Sophie Brennan finds the back of the net from the face-off circle, and with 1:14 to go, the Raiders take a 3-2 lead.
And we're back with an all-new episode of Red Blitz right here on Wellesley Media. And as always, I'm your host, Rebecca Cahn. And we kick off these highlights first with girls volleyball, hoping to keep that offensive momentum alive after an exciting, nail-biting win in 5 sets over Billerica last week. Instead, the Raiders would have their hands full as they tried to face down another challenge with the Milton Wildcats coming in here on Tuesday. And early on, you can see this isn't going to be an easy match by any means, as the Wildcats quickly take over the momentum already in this opening set, jumping out to a 9-3 lead. And so after the Raiders take a timeout to try and get back in this match, the Wildcats, behind Haley O'Brien, command the serves, and points start to pile onto Milton's side. After another Milton ace then comes by way of Captain Joanna Needham's serve, Wellesley again is forced to take another timeout, as they find themselves not only down 15-3, quickly losing control of this first set, but also as a team honestly lacking some energy. So while Wellesley continues to search for some kind of spark, the Wildcats remain in control and push the lead to 21-8, as I don't know how you can even react fast enough to contest this spike as 6-footer Haley O'Brien towers around the net, bringing down another loud point. But when Milton stands in at 23 points with 2 more to go, Raiders wake up and retake possession. Get some much needed points here when they really need something to take back the tempo of this game. And helping chip away some of that 12-point deficit would be a few key aces here by Lily Malik. But as soon as Wellesley comes a little bit closer, now down 23-16, Wildcats take care of the rest. And Haley O'Brien's dig here drops in between 2 Raiders. Milton wins this first match not so easily as it first looked like it was going to be, but still take a 1-0 lead here, winning the first 25-16. Wellesley then cannot even up the set in this second match as well, as they are just dominated by O'Brien and Milton's offensive attack. And so heading into the third and possible last set here, Raiders find themselves down 2-0 on their own home court. And once again, the third starts to play out like the last 2 sets. Behind commanding spikes by Haley O'Brien, Milton easily holds the lead here. O'Brien's still just a junior at 6 feet, can play 3 different positions, and clearly laying down the kills is one of her many specialties. And as the Wildcats continue to rely on O'Brien, and why not, as their lead gets bigger here, 9-2. But as O'Brien finesses the serve, helping Milton's lead run to 12-6, on the other side, Raiders' Julia DeSantis steps up big, as her line drive serves keep falling Wellesley's way. Methodically and on target, this Raider deficit gets erased, ace after ace by Julia DeSantis. Anna Hermachinski then ties it up at 12 even, just to give Raiders the go-ahead point right after, and the Raiders lead for the first time in this third. 13-12, Wellesley off that key shot. The 1-point leads would switch back and forth here as we move deeper into this match, until Milton regains their edge again and lead by 3, 18-15. But the Raiders don't stop fighting, refusing to just hand over this match just yet. And off this Milani Ching spike, Wellesley is down by only 1 once again, 19-18. But the story stays the same here as Wildcats fall back on their offensive leader once again in Haley O'Brien, who doesn't disappoint for another resounding kill and a 21-18 Milton advantage. Soon after, with 1 more point to go, Milton has to wait though, as Anna Hermachinski is key again, stepping up in this third to give Wellesley the 22nd point of the set. Unfortunately, it wouldn't be enough though, as Wildcats then connect on the last point they would need here to make this a final. Wellesley falls by way of the sweep, which is tough to take as the Raiders seem like they found that rhythm here in this third, but already being down 2-0, that really ended up hurting them in this Bay State Conference contest. So with set wins of 25-16, 25-9, and 25-22, Milton comes in and gets the win on the road, sweeping Wellesley 3-0. Well, after getting some much-needed rest with a 2-week break in their schedule, girls soccer would look to get back on track here at Sprague. The uphill battle they've been fighting all season, though, unfortunately would continue as we fast forward to Wednesday, where the Raiders would face off against a tough divisional rival, the Milton Wildcats. Well, it's been said before that the effort and hard work is always there on the turf every game, but it just doesn't show up on the scoreboard and in the standings for this young Raiders team. Defense is always something that can be relied on, but it's been a struggle again and again to score offensively, and that has got to be frustrating for these players. The opportunities are there for the taking, and that continues, but in this first half, multiple calls of offsides or just misses control that 0 on the scoreboard. On the other end, Milton finds a way to strike first and fast. Julius Cahn cuts in front of the pass, feeds it to Che Diani, who finds Alyssa Lum open. Lum makes her move and drives it home for a Wildcats 1-0 advantage in the opening minutes of this first. The other Raiders' chances do come, but slip away yet again, as Caitlin Tchaikovsky and JoJo Kennedy both make solid attempts here. Goalie Catherine Buchanan's solid save rejects the try, and so we head over to the second, Milton still holding that 1-goal edge. So to open up the final frame, Julius Cahn breaks free and probably would have scored if not for a great diving block, corner post by Mackenzie O'Neill that helps keep it a 1-0 deficit for Wellesley. Raiders, meanwhile, can't catch a break here as Caitlin Tchaikovsky on the run collides with Buchanan, who's deep out of the crease. No penalty or corner shot called, so the ball goes back to Milton. Yeah, that's frustrating, no question. So a few minutes pass by, and of course, Wildcats bury the dagger here, as Alyssa Lum just crushes the ball with this booming kick and once again finds the back of the net for the score. Milton's lead is now 2-0 with both goals scored here by tri-captain Alyssa Lum. Raiders, despite the aggressiveness shown all game on the offensive side, still get denied by results. And a shutout in this one, Milton's 2 goals were all that was needed in this divisional match. Final here, Wildcats 2, Raiders 0. Well, thanks to back-to-back home games this week, the Raiders would quickly have to shift their focus to their next opponent, the Framingham Flyers. And this would be a great game for the Raiders to take control of, as Framingham has had their own struggles in the Carey division. This contest on Thursday would also be the last home game of the regular season for the Raiders, which means senior day as well. Their postseason goals may be well out of reach, but thanks to these key seniors in Katie Walsh, Izzy Hartnett, Katie Smith, Alyssa Semino, Carrie Harrington, Julia Francis, Dahlia Madavi, and Allison Witt, we've seen nothing but hard work and leadership these last 4 years from these players, and that's been truly fun to watch. So getting back to the action here in this first, let's go right to this pretty crazy play here for Framingham. Reminding me of a pinball machine, the ball gets booted by Erin Halpin and ricochets off Lindsay Duggan's shin right to Julia Visano, who sets and rips it, finding left corner post. And just like that, the Flyers hold a 1-0 lead in the first. So as we fast forward to the second, the Raiders would love to tie things up here, still down by 1, but the Flyers have other ideas. Julia Rosano centers it to Tyler Powers, who feeds it on time to Erin Halpin. Halpin cuts right, finds separation, and Halpin's shot deflects just enough off Mackenzie O'Neill's glove and in. And Framingham now leads 2-0. Not giving up though, Raiders execute a key play here. When Caitlin Tchaikovsky sees Kelsey Zarrell up ahead on the run, the pass is on target, and Kelsey Zarrell doesn't hesitate, connecting on the shot and finding the back of the net for a much-needed score for Wellesley. And that goal by Zarrell cuts the Raider deficit in half. This 2-1 advantage Framingham now has doesn't look so daunting anymore, as we still got a game here. Wellesley is so close to netting that equalizer on this play here, as JoJo Kennedy's shot gets past Allison Rich but just misses left corner post as well. So close, but the Raiders still remain down 2-1. So the clock would also not be on Wellesley's side either, as they have to see yet another deficit become another final here at Sprague. In the end, losing 2-1 to the Flyers. That also signals the last home game for all the seniors. Thanks again for all the hard work and memories. As the last 3 games are played on the road for the Raiders, why not close out this season on a high note and be the spoilers? Well, Raiders football would be on the road once again on Friday, with a great chance to claim the Horde Division title for the first time since 1999. And they did just that, even though it officially took 2 days, as the game kicked off on Friday night just to be delayed by lightning at halftime. But the Raiders picked it right back up on Saturday afternoon, even though facing a deficit, came from behind and won 36-28. Congratulations to the Wellesley Raiders, Horde Division champions. Kicking off a new segment in this show called Raider Game Changer, every month a player, coach, or even a whole team will be featured for their hard work and determination they show game after game. What better team to highlight than the Raiders football team? First place in the Horde, unbeaten at 7-0, this roster is a nightmare to defend for any opponent. An all-out offensive attack starts first on the ground, and what a running back Wellesley has in junior Grant Casikis. Plowing through defenders and breaking tackles, not much can stop Casikis from finding the end zone in every game. While the Raiders hit you on the ground running, Wellesley dominates in their passing game just as well, if not better. Junior Jack Tishman has been unstoppable as the quarterback, throwing touchdown passes like it's no biggie. It doesn't hurt either when the one catching the majority of Tishman's on-target passes is wide receiver Brendan Dolan, making Dolan and Tishman one of the best offensive duos in the Bay State Conference. Back that up with a potent defense that can stop any offense in their tracks. The Raiders on average have only allowed 6.9 points per game. And this team is pretty much the complete package. It's too bad this season the Raiders only had 2 games at home because they are so fun to watch. Well, that officially wraps up this episode as we have only 1 more week to go in this exciting fall season of Wellesley sports. If you missed any games or highlights, check us out on demand at wellesleymedia.org, our YouTube and Facebook pages, and Wellesley Public Media, and of course right here on Comcast 9 and Verizon 39. Thanks for watching Black Red Blitz. Go Raiders!